It is officially 11:11 Mountain Time and 1:11 for those of you on the East Coast. And I'm Donna. Let's just talk a little bit about mindfulness. Basically, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. The whole point of this is to get you into what's happening right in the present moment. So what I've learned through mindfulness and meditation courses and practice is that most of us spend most of our life either in the past or in the future. And life is really only happening right now. Now, if you want to plan, that's great, but you need to set aside time for planning your future. So we're not doing that now. What we're doing is just finding our breath and using our breath as an anchor for the mind. It's a way to develop concentration and build space between stimulus and response. So I don't know about you, but have you ever had words that maybe you've regretted because you just reacted in the moment? Well, this practice is to help you identify the space between that stimulus and response. And the wider and wider that space gets, the more choice we have in the moment to make a better choice or an ideal choice. Sometimes it's not saying anything at all. And sometimes it's just having more compassion for yourself. We're all human, and we have feelings and emotions, and we have thoughts. So the point of this practice is to really not only develop concentration and become more present in each moment, but to be able to observe the thinking mind. So the mind is always thinking. That is its job. It's a thinking machine. But if we're not aware of what we're thinking, we're living our life from a habitual standpoint. So the more we can become aware of our thoughts, the more choice we have in what thoughts we choose to think. So this is not only a practice for building concentration, becoming more present, but it's an empowerment practice so that you can take more control of your life from a conscious standpoint. Okay, so enough said. Let me just see. Hey, Lola. Nice to see you here. All right, so everybody's hopefully found a comfortable seated position, and I'm going to take you on a little journey for just 2 minutes, because this is such a simple practice, yet most people find, and I know I found this one of the most difficult things to do on a regular basis. So what we want to do is develop a daily practice to, like I said, widen that space between stimulus and response and become more present fully in the now. So just place your feet. Hopefully your shoes are kicked off. I'm in my socks, bare feet. And find the ground and just imagine that you are like a tree, and there's roots coming from the base of your feet all the way to the center of the earth. And then sit up nice and tall. So you want your shoulders over your hips, and you want to sit up tall with your shoulders. So just in alignment so that you can breathe effectively. And you'll hear the bell when I begin our guided meditation. So I'll begin in just a moment. And I'll guide you through that posture as well as where we're going to place our attention. All right. And if you like, you can close your eyes to go inward and just settle in to the present moment and just become aware of your natural breathing. We're not controlling our breath. We're just allowing ourselves to breathe as we normally do. So we want to bring the attention of the mind to the breath. So as you inhale through the nose, I want you to just feel the feeling of the air entering the body. And as you exhale, feel the air exit the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're using our breath as like home plate. So when our mind trails off in thought, just gently guide it back to the breath. So there's no judgment of how we're doing, what we're feeling. We're just gently focusing our attention on the breath as it comes in and out. So eventually you'll become aware, and you don't have to be aware right now, but you'll become aware of the thinking mind. And you'll start to see what thoughts are coming in. And all we need to do is observe the thoughts coming in and passing by, just like clouds in the sky. And then bring our attention back to the breath. Inhale and exhale. That is as simple as your practice can get. We're basically focusing our attention on our breath and then observing the thoughts and letting them go. There's nothing we need to do in the present moment, but become aware of our breathing. So, good job. You did it. And to come out of your practice, you can listen to the sound here. And then just gently open your eyes. So I would love to see any questions that you might have or observances that you might have. And in a 2-minute practice, you don't have a lot of time to observe the mind, but you may have noticed your mind trailing off into thought. And I like to think of this like a puppy dog that we're trying to train. And the puppy dog is just running all over the place, which is what our mind tends to do when we don't have the ability to concentrate as well as we'd like. So we basically want to tame the little puppy and be able to have it sit when it needs to sit and have it walk when it needs to walk. So we're basically just taming the mind, if that makes sense to you. But we're observing our thoughts and we're choosing to think about the present moment and just our breath as we inhale and exhale. So what I plan to do, I started with a 111-day challenge, and I got some feedback that might be a little too intimidating for many to swallow. So let's just start with an 11-day challenge. And every morning, I am committed to going live on YouTube here and guiding you through a meditative practice. So we'll do 2 minutes to 10 minutes. We'll just gradually build every morning. And that will be at 7:11 Mountain Time, 9:11 Eastern, 6:11 Pacific. It's early. But it's really meant to get your day started, because ultimately the reason people develop a sitting meditation practice is because they want to be mindful the rest of their life, the rest of the day. So each moment, whether you're washing the dishes, which is a great analogy for mindfulness. When you're washing the dishes, you want to be fully present and enjoy the process. So no matter what you're doing, you have access to joy. And that's what this practice develops, is your ability to be present in every now moment of your life so that you can have joy within and have more joy around you. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow at 7:11 Mountain Time. Great job.